back. Welcome back to the For Against podcast here on Nick Hall Comedy. I'm Nick Hall, joined as always by
Josh Griffey.
If you're watching on YouTube, jam those like buttons, leave comments. If you want to, if you got a For Against topic, leave it. We'll probably use it. We'll give you a shout out, whatever. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you're listening there, leave us a rating and review, and don't fart around. Go to CoachKentMurphy.com/shop. The holidays are coming. Go get some people some awesome Kent Murphy gear. We got a brand new shirt up. Yeah. And, yeah. Oh, I'm going to do this without the copy.
No copy?
I think it's the last one.
All right.
Hey! Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's got the smoothest balls of them all? It's me. We got the lawnmower.
Yeah.
You got the
weed whacker.
The weed whacker. 9,000 RPM. Get your nose hairs trimmed. Get your ball hairs trimmed. All you got to do is go to manscaped.com. Use the code Coach Kent. You're going to get 20% off. You're going to get 2 free gifts. You're going to get free shipping. All in time for the holidays if you do it now. You know what I mean? You got a friend that's got a rusty ball sack.
Gross.
Help him clean that up. Hey ladies, your man got rotten crotch. Help him clean that shit up. You know what I mean?
The old rotten forest. Eh? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And also, again, right? So you're having lady problems, you're having WAP problems. You get yourself cleaned off. You get the Manscaped underwear, which are game changing.
Yeah.
You throw on your brand new Coach Kent Murphy swag. Your travels to the Netherlands are going to skyrocket.
That reminds Full Metal Jacket. That's when he says, he goes, when he's doing that basic training, and he's like, right. It's like the first day of me. He goes, "Your days of finger banging Mary Jane Rottencrotch through her pretty pink panties are over."
I'm not gonna lie.
That's where I got that term from.
That would make me sad. You'd be like, "Oh, those were good days."
Yeah.
No, this is the thing, guys. Don't be Mary Jane Rottencrotch. There is something that I've learned, and it's that guy friends of mine still think it is weird and taboo to cleanse your regions down there.
Nope.
That's not like the beautiful silky head hair. That's a disgusting, wiry, vile, scent-sucking hair. You don't want that down there.
I leave a landing strip still.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
You're like a 70s Playboy model? I do a weed leaf to go with my Juggalo shirt, so everyone knows what kind of culture I'm a part of.
Yeah, so pop on. Get yourself a holiday gift. Get somebody else a holiday gift. Pop on over to manscaped.com. Use the code Coach Kent. Free shipping, 20% off, and 2 free gifts.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Let's get into this. So last night, as you know, I gamble.
Yeah, a little bit.
Gambling man. I had a rough start to the day yesterday, and then I started hitting some bets. But I'm okay. I'm going to go all the way back on this. So fucking 2 weeks ago, I had the Bills minus 2.5. And Kyler Murray threw a goddamn Hail Mary that they fucking caught.
Unbelievable.
And I got beat on Hail Mary. Monday night, I think it was Monday night. Seahawks, Eagles. I live bet the Eagles minus 10.5. Everything was looking good. And then I got beat by another fucking Hail Mary at the end.
Yeah.
2 in 3 weeks. Two bad beats on him. So I've been on tilt. So I've been trying to chase this goddamn money that I shouldn't have lost. That I did lose. And my buddy sent me a tip last night, and he was like, "Here's one for you. The line on the Seattle Sounders versus the FC Dallas in the MLS."
Which I know you don't watch.
No. So I put a huge bet on it, and I won.
There you go.
It was a good tip. But I sat there for 3 hours watching a soccer game. So that's my for against watching soccer.
No context, just in general.
Yeah. I gave you the that's why I watched it.
I mean, wildly against watch. To me, soccer is just the sports version of watching a draft. It's like I can just not watch the soccer game, right? And then I can on Twitter watch 15 seconds of, hey, here are the 2 scores. Maybe there's like a fun montage of like the thespians doing their pratfalls. And
Sure.
then not waste the like. And that's the thing. Soccer games aren't as long. It's 2.5 hours probably to get all the way in, right?
You'd be surprised.
It feels like an eternity.
That running clock just fucking and then they're like at the end when the clock ends, they're like 3 more minutes. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. We'll just give you an arbitrary amount of time. It's cool. And then the other team will stall. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Instead of just going straight to the kicks,
I
which
gotta
are cool.
tell you, I'm golden against it.
Just against watching soccer.
I have never fucking hated myself more than like that, whatever that time frame was. Watching grown men
Yeah.
run up and down a field for whatever, 2 hours, 3, I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It felt like eternity.
Yeah.
It felt like it was 1-0 by the end.
Yeah.
There was like 4 shots. There's like 4 shots. I don't. You can look. I don't know what the official fucking stat is. But they were getting excited on the broadcast because there was a lot of corner kicks. Ooh, another corner. Oh, boy. Another inbound pass.
Yeah.
Fucking excellent.
But imagine the wild thrill of a corner kick. You're like, something's about to happen.
So, like,
for
I've
1
watched-
second, there will be action.
I've watched the World Cup before.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit more fun because
Sure.
you get drunk and you start doing like that false like patriotic thing. We're like, yeah, USA.
Yeah.
And then we get like, we get bumped by like Papua New Guinea in the first round or whoever
Right.
some fake island, in Micronesia or some
Yeah.
shit that has like 38 people and they still beat our soccer team.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we all play soccer here.
That's because in the U.S. we cultivate our pro soccer people from rich
And then,
white families.
and then Alexi
Doesn't
Lawless gets on the broadcast and he's like, "Bro, these guys have no heart. Back in my day, like what? What? When you also lost to Papua New Guinea?
When we
you guys
finished
had
number
more
39 in the tournament.
and you have to listen to that dipshit talk. But
No
I
redeeming value for
I
you.
told my buddy that the next time he gives me a soccer tip bet, I won't do it unless it's not on TV. Unless I have no way to watch. Because if I bet it and it's on, I'm going to watch it. It's out of principle.
Right.
So I told him, give me some fucking like Romanian league soccer or something that I can't find anywhere. I can just bet and then later on look at the score, be like, I won.
But you're not watching the soccer as much as you're kind of watching your bet in theory, right?
Yeah.
So that's a little better.
Yeah, but at least like when I bet like on a basketball game, there's just shots constantly.
Yeah.
This is just grown men running up and down a pitch for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Complaining, falling down all the time, and
Pulling out Post-it notes and
it
shit.
was brutal, man.
Yeah, well, I had someone who once made the horrible comparison, and they're like, because I actually used to play, this was like 100+ pounds ago, but I was on the high school soccer team as a freshman, right? I was on soccer, I played soccer.
Sorry.
It was fine. Well, yeah, I weighed I was so thin and small, I couldn't join the football team. Mm-hmm. So that was out. And then I was like, oh, wrestling's cooler, and I went that way. But I played soccer even, and I hate watching it.
Yeah.
But I had someone once that was like, how can you hate on soccer when you enjoy watching hockey games? And I was like, how dare you? How fucking dare you lump those into the same turd?
Yeah.
Because hockey to me is way more fast-paced.
Yeah, hockey's great.
The rink is way smaller. You've got the hitting. You might have a
they're
fight.
flying up and down that ice. I love watching hockey.
The goal is smaller, so like the goalie's reactions are better. In soccer, it just feels like he kicked it to the corner, and the goalie's not 8 feet long, so like, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
No.
Let me phrase this. So, do you think something like the World Cup is better just because of the drinking, or because it has a tournament feel? Is it better for gambling?
Yeah, it's like the tournament thing, but that was a tournament too. I think they're in the playoffs or whatever right now. I think that's what it was. But it's just like that thing where you can just be like, it's Detroit versus everybody. It's USA versus everybody, man. Like, fuck you, fucking Germans. You know what I mean?
Well,
but that's why I love that's why I don't take British people seriously, because they're always like, your football's not a real sport.
I want to hang out with
they
that.
got their bad thing. Oh, your football's not a real sport. We play real football in England.
And then
you guys watch stupid sports.
We're hooligans.
And that's why I don't take them seriously, because they think that sitting around watching grown men run around and fall down every time they get breathed on and score 1 goal a game is better than watching grown men fully try to destroy their bodies.
Yeah.
And like throw 50-yard bombs. Like it's no comparison. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah, well, it's like that in cricket. It's like, man, you guys
Your
are really
team-
like cornering the market on like wussy sports.
Baseball is stupid. And we're not very good at basketball.
They could have played rugby. They chose against. I don't
think all British people are bucktooth and have shitty accents, but that's...
I mean, I think there's the two,
I just
right?
cartooned them. That was my... I apologize.
I'll sweep your chimney, sweep. I will, I will.
I don't
But it's
even...
got to be before the soccer pitch.
Well, I don't even like baseball. I like soccer. Only we call it the footy.
Well, no, also...
Manchester United.
That's true. But, like, watching the MLS is also, like, friends that I know that are, like, really into MAC conference football. Where, like, it's cool that you like it, but this is not a top-notch product.
It's Maction, baby.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've been having fun. They score like 800 points a game. There is no defense in the MAC, and it's fucking amazing.
We're creatures of the MAC conference. We are of the mighty Cardinals, both of us. So I get it.
There was a dude last week in the MAC, by the way. In one game, he rushed for 400 yards with 8 touchdowns. Like that happened. That happened last week. Dude from Buffalo.
No, but this is the thing. There's lots of bad sporting events we watch. Like, I would argue the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight I just watched was essentially the soccer of combat sports.
Right.
It was not good.
Right.
But even then, there was always a threat that something cool could happen.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just the fact that they're throwing punches makes it better. Because this is the thing. What is the absolute coolest thing that could happen in soccer?
A goal gets scored, but it happens like twice. You have to watch so much bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like watching a Bears game all the time. You know what? It's like watching the Bears on loop. Like, oh, maybe they'll score this game, maybe they won't.
I gotta ask you too.
Which fuck up's coming out, Foles or Trubisky?
Before we get off of sports, did you see Nate Robinson just get knocked the fuck
I loved
out?
it,
dude. It broke my heart.
He went night.
It broke my heart.
Was it Jake Paul or Logan? One of the Pauls. Jake Paul, yeah.
Who then said he wants to fight like McGregor and Masvidal. I was like, I don't think you understand the difference between like tiny NBA player and tiny murder machine.
Nate just kept sticking his head in, man. Nate was just like, you know what? I won a dunk contest a couple of times. I'll probably be a good boxer.
I once jumped over.
I don't think he trained at all. He's like, I'll probably be good at this.
But this is what I
Jake
mean.
Paul was actually like training. He's not a good boxer, but he at least trained for it.
Yeah, he's a big, strong
You know
guy.
what I mean?
But this is what I was like.
But Nate was just running in with his head like.
Well, I saw all these gifts when they're like Goldberg gifts, and they're like, this is what Nate Robinson thought he was signing up for. But I was just like, the audacity of him, because he had to have at some point trained and been like, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
And he so was not who he thought he was. It hurt my soul. And then watching Twitter just crush him.
But I would watch, that's the thing, I would watch that boxing match a million times out of a million over any soccer game.
Oh, I would watch bum fights before I watch. But that's what I mean.
Bum fights, Rufus, the stunt bum.
The stunt bum.
That's what he was called, Rufus the
Do
stunt
you remember
bum.
when those came out? What a hate. Like, I felt so bad watching those.
It's terrible. It's the most awful thing ever.
Right. But it's still
BFK for life.
It's still more enjoyable than soccer.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Is there something soccer
I watch
could
car
add?
wrecks on Facebook. I follow a car wreck group on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Well, my
I just watch
uncle's
car
a mechanic,
wrecks.
and he always posts those. So
I'm into it. Yeah.
Is there anything soccer could do to elevate itself past an immediate skip? For me, it's like golf tournaments. It's like if you watch golf, shame on you.
I would just shorten the field by like 70 yards.
Half court soccer?
3-on-3, and you just fucking... There's no goalie.
Ice Cube buys it. We're doing it.
There's no goalie. You just have to, punches are allowed, no goalie. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Something to get more than 2 goals a fucking game. Like
they're European. How about
fucking brutal, man?
And
also stop ending in ties. What self-respecting sport ends in a goddamn tie?
Yeah.
Hockey used to do that, and they wised up, and they're like, you know what? No more ties.
Well, even the NFL,
you can't end, it's a
they have like a one tie like every 2 or 3
and they're like,
seasons.
it's okay, we have aggregate scoring. So if one team wins the first game 5-1, but they lose the next game 3-2, they still win.
We're playing the long game over here.
That way we can be bored for longer. Let's all go drink fucking horrible tea together.
See, I think of soccer the way I think
I'm gonna get killed. Is there any? If there's Brits that watch this, I'm dead.
The way I think of green tea, it's like things that people don't like,
yeah,
but they really buy into in a big way because they think it makes them better.
Yeah, people that
than
eat
they are.
quinoa, they're like, that's delicious. Like, no, it's not. You're doing it out of principle. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's not delicious.
It might be good for you.
It's
Yeah.
not
Well, no, I had a
delicious.
guy
Yeah.
who, like, he used to work with me on a set, and he would bring these things. They're like collapsed little paper thin squares of seaweed.
Yeah.
And he would just eat them the way, like, we would eat, like, Oreos out of a tray.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, man, best way to start the day. And I was like,
No, it's not.
not even top
No, it's
5,000. Not even top 5,000.
Fucking a porn star. Better than eating
That's
seaweed.
pretty high, right?
Yeah, that'd be a better way to start your
Getting
day.
paid for fucking a porn star. Hi. No. But, like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But that's how soccer is, I think. People are like, oh, it'll make me a sophisticated sportsman.
No.
If I watch. No. Do you watch a marathon?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's the same thing.
Almost the exact same thing. Almost the exact same
Oh,
thing.
look, he's going to make it to the finish line.
Oh, look at how strong his legs are. Right. No, I'm
By
I'm
George, he's going to make it.
I'm against soccer.
I don't know
I'm
if they
against
say
time
by George.
wasting. By George.
By George, look at him run.
Grab the queen by the tits. Did you see that kick? Just coming out with British parlance.
Oh, my crumpets, he's going to make it.
Prince Charles
We
hauls
are-
his dong.
We are canceled in England, by the way.
I bet we're going to get an invite.
We're canceled.
If they want to hire us to be the commentators
Yeah.
for soccer matches, make an offer.
Yeah, but
Make it
you know,
up.
like at least rugby, like I don't understand it, but they hit each other,
Rugby's
they fucking
awesome.
score and shit. I
Yeah.
don't know all the rules, but I can watch that. I don't know any of the
Yeah.
rules in rugby, but I watch it.
Yeah.
I could watch it.
Yeah, that's another thing
It's
I
exciting.
played for one semester at Ball State, and
And
all I know is they said, wrap your arm around this guy. Another giant guy's going to do that. He had his arms around me, and it was called the scrum or whatever.
Yeah.
I was a prop. And they're just like, smash your face into that guy's face. And I was like, that makes perfect
Well, and that's
sense.
like we did the exact right American thing with that. Like somebody was over there,
Mm-hmm.
and they saw football, and they're like, we're gonna make this better. Like, and somebody was like, how? I'm like, well, okay, first of all, we're gonna throw some a few pads on these guys and let them just fucking murder each other.
Instantly better.
Right? And back then they were like, should we give them a helmet? Like, no, absolutely not. Back then, like, they can put like a piece of leather on their head if they want to. And he's like, we're gonna like, you know, the field's not so wide. Put some hash marks in there, and you can use your hands. It's stupid that you can't. I don't know why they're not using their hands.
True.
Somebody was like, why are they? Just, yeah, we got hands. We got fucking opposable thumbs. Use them. Chuck the ball down the field. If somebody catches it, great. If he gets murdered, fucking even better. 40 points a game. Here we go. And also, we're not pansies, so there's no fucking ties.
Yeah.
This is a goddamn match. Somebody's going to fucking win. Somebody's going home crying. Somebody's going home and fucking those guys crying.
Yeah.
He's going to fuck their wives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it was like, and they're like, oh, you can't do that. We lost our country. We won't lose our sport.
By George, this is going to be a really tense tea time.
By George. What on earth? Okay. So, yeah, I'm golden against that. I think it's time to move on to the next one.
I mean, anytime your sport is best in a 5-second highlight reel, that's not good for the sport.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not good for the
Agree.
sport. There's no drama in watching men run in a circle.
None.
There's no drama in
None.
that. I'm out.
What you got?
All right, so this one's a little weirder. But for or against framing Roger Rabbit?
The movie?
No, not as a movie, but as principle. Let's take, for example, I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit with my son, right?
Okay.
And you watch it as a kid, you're like, oh, it's like a cartoon movie, and there's detectives, and it makes sense.
It's a mashup, yeah.
When you watch that movie as an adult, there are horrifying real-world implications
Sure.
of what that universe looks like. And I think what I've realized as an adult is that I am pro Judge Doom, and he should have dipped the cartoons out of existence. I'm pro Cartoon Town genocide.
I don't remember the movie well enough.
So here, okay, let me lay this out for you, right? So essentially, Bob Hoskins plays an alcoholic detective.
Yeah.
One of the first weird things they set up in the movie is that cartoons murder humans.
Correct. But that happens.
That's
yeah.
fucking craziness. He drops a piano and murders this guy's brother,
Yeah.
right? They never catch him.
And that's
The other thing they set up is that you can hit cartoons as hard as you want, shoot them, do anything. They cannot be destroyed except for by this dip that a cartoon himself created, right? So these things can fucking murder us.
Yeah.
And we can't do shit to retaliate unless you have a giant vat of this toxic chemical, right?
Yeah.
Which is a new weapon. So these things have been running rampant forever. They never talk about who created these fucking monsters and why they've taken over a swath of Los Angeles as their own.
Yeah.
Third thing they bring up in this movie that is super strange. 100% there is a sexual underground where human beings fuck cartoons in this movie.
100%.
Do they have hybrid children? What are the rules on this? There is a lot of big world ramifications of this.
Okay.
Would you live in a world where all of a sudden some random guy starts drawing cartoons and they just start taking over parts of our world and we have to pray they don't turn on us? Or would you be like, no, we got to dip those cartoons, take them out?
100% for it.
You're for the cartoons.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the same thing as the fucking Jurassic Park thing that we've done. I'm for.
But you can shoot a dinosaur.
Yeah, but I'm for introducing chaos into the world. I'm for it. It's like you said. It's like, I don't know. You repeated. Somebody said it once, but like, the worst thing that ever happened to humans was that we're not prey. We're not prey. Yeah. Like we have nothing to worry about.
This is
in the natural world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is the thing, though, but I never realized that Roger Rabbit was essentially an apocalypse movie, right?
Yeah.
This is the same as AI taking over. This is the same as aliens invading. Just imagine a world where I could come home and Goofy's fucking my wife, and I say, hey, pal, I punch him, his head spins around, and then he pulls out a cartoon knife and cuts my head off.
But like
that could happen in this world.
Into it. I mean, I don't want your head cut, but I want to be
not me personally.
I'd love to be like sitting at a bar. You know what I mean? Or I'm getting hammered with like a fucking, some fucking cartoon duck or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, this fucking boss is an asshole. And I'm like, yeah, fuck your boss. He's like, yeah, fuck that guy,
Yeah.
We start buying each other shots, and he's like, fucking. And then some guy comes up to him and says something snotty, and he's like, oh, you motherfucker. And he just like, and he just punches the guy through the window, and I'd be like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I would make friends with him. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they even show there's a gorilla bouncer.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the world, someone's like, hey, can you draw me a bouncer?
Yeah.
And they draw this giant gorilla in a cartoonishly small tuxedo. He can throw Bob Hoskins 20 feet.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
No, it's not.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Who
has control over the animation? Does the government start drawing?
Well, that's the thing. You
soldiers?
If you want, you got to kill the source, whoever's drawing them.
But then someone else will be the source. Like, could my kid?
Somebody has to have a power. Like, you can't just like draw.
That's what I mean.
You can't just like get on paper and draw them and be like, well.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Otherwise, like every fucking and including me, and every other every adolescent boy would just be drawing like a big titty chick all the time.
Yeah.
And just plowing her out. You know what I mean?
It was. I told you one of the funniest things about watching Roger Rabbit was when the Jessica Rabbit scene came on.
Yeah.
Because for our guys our age, this was like a sexual awakening across like an entire
By the way,
society.
totally would.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what the movie kind of plays at. Is Bob Hoskins like, what are they doing here with these tunes? And then he sees Jessica Rabbit, he's just like,
yeah.
He's immediately like, all the alcoholism pans out, and he's like, if only.
Yeah.
And everyone would, right? And my son he's almost 6, but he was kind of watching it, and you could see something was like breaking inside of his mind.
Yeah, the twinkle in his eye. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not old enough to know what's happening, but something deep down in his like genetic code is changing. But this is the thing. So like, what if we're the only ones that have it? Then the other countries have to commit military strikes against us, right? Until they get the magical ink pen. Or does every country just start being able to animate whatever the fuck they want?
Yeah.
How long until you get like, oh, we drew Godzilla and he's coming to fuck you up because you sent too many Jessica Rabbits over to destabilize Guam?
I'm still for it. If that's how it ends, it's how it ends, man. Like, I don't know.
That's the world. That's the case.
It's an exciting fucking,
Yeah.
It's an exciting, chance at something cool to just like to worry about. You're like, I can't go to work today. A fucking cartoon punched me through a window. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Did you draw him? No. But it's like one of those things. They even show.
Hey, draw me a giant dick. You know what I mean? Can you draw? Can I get prosthetic cartoon dicks and shit?
You're like Dick Van Dyke me, right? I want to be amongst the animations dancing.
Hey, draw bigger boobs on my girlfriend. Hey, look at that. All
dude.
Right.
They show crazy shit. He has a gun with cartoon bullets that are sentient and can track down their targets and kill them.
Yeah.
They have a taxi cab that drives in our world and causes car accidents, right?
Yeah.
What happens if someone serves a tuna drink in your bar, the bar where you bartend, and he turns into a train whistle and explodes every bit of glass in the whole joint?
For it.
Cartoon insurance going to pay for that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I'll get the Acme insurance, 100%.
I know you're a man of chaos, but I thought this would even be too far for you.
No, nothing is too far. I will go do some illegal things to heighten my experience.
Yeah.
With it, you know, and alter my state of mind.
Cartoon drugs?
Oh, yeah. I'd totally do cartoon drugs.
I would do cartoon drugs. I would have sex with
because
cartoons.
you could like make up the coolest things. Like this one, like, you know, this one makes you feel like you're drunk, but it also like keeps your dick hard for hours. You know,
but
it's like the greatest drug of all time.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, this is like one of those you set up. You're like, do they like draw cartoons specifically for us to come like murder? Do we have like a cartoon hostel?
How do you make a cartoon jail?
That's true.
I'm for it.
It's too goofy.
Yeah, it would be goofy.
I don't know. It seems like the most fun apocalypse. But this is the thing, right? We're getting all these remakes.
Yeah, there'd have to be rules.
I want the full on like.
I need to see a list of rules.
40 years after Roger Rabbit. Well, actually, that movie takes place in like the fucking 40s? Whatever.
Like that.
Like his big plan is he's going to build the freeway. I forgot that too. Let's take that out. What happens 100 years after this movie when they give... Because at the end of the movie, Acme, who gets murdered for playing patty cakes with Jessica Rabbit, whatever, he wills that land. He gives them the actual deed to be in charge of their own renegade government in the middle of the town. I want to see the movie, right?
This
if we're
is
doing
a
remakes,
very weird for or against.
It's very weird for or
this
against.
I feel like... for chaos and like but like this is a really weird for or against. Like I'm coming.
You're going to have nightmares.
I'm coming with like watching soccer. You're like theoretical cartoon worlds. You know what I mean?
This is how my mind works.
We gotta figure this out.
This is how my mind works. I think the audience is now going to be like, oh fuck, there's a lot of weird what ifs.
Well, yeah, I'm still for it. 100%.
I think one of the things I'm going to try to do in the course of this show is find your line. Where's Nick's line? What is the thing that I would say, let's introduce this to the world, and you'll be like, that seems too far.
Well, here's the thing. I have an invincibility complex.
What the fuck does that mean?
It just means I feel like nothing is ever, like I can't be taken down.
Yeah.
It's fucking irrational. It makes no sense. But when I think about shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So when I think about a cartoon world, I immediately go, yeah, I'll be friends with all of them, and I'll help them with their chaos.
Yeah.
Like I'll be slapped. So like put it this way. When I was a kid, like my brother showed me fucking Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like 5 or 6 or something like that. Terrified the shit out of me. Mm-hmm. And I lived in that creepy ass house that I told you about. So what I did, I laid awake for like nights, first of all, and I was like scared to death. It's like Freddy's gonna fucking get me, and then I saw Jason. I was like, oh, now Jason's gonna get me too. Like blah blah blah. But then I like got creative, and I was like, wait a minute. And so I started pretending that Freddy and Jason lived in my closet and they worked for me. So I would literally like if a kid, this is a true thing, if a kid pissed me off at school, like little Ricky or something like that, like that night I'd be laying in bed and I would be like, hey Jason, go fucking kill Ricky and come back. Like that, like I would do. So like, but that's how I got over the fear of it. In my mind, I made them work for me, and I'd send them out on like henchman tasks.
That is
for me, and then they'd come back, and in my mind, I was friends with them because I was like, well, like they won't kill their friends.
That's brutally dark.
Yeah,
you're like, I
terrible.
will send you to murder a class.
Yeah, but that's like
this is coming from a guy who had to go.
But
to
like it usually wasn't that.
Classmate.
Like it usually was like so I'd watch a movie and somebody pissed me off or something like that. It's like some whiny bitch in a movie or something. I'd be like, go kill that kid. Like
that's weird.
Get rid of him. But yeah, that's how I got over my fear.
So, but this is the thing in this world.
So now
you could animate your own Jason and Freddy.
It is really dark now.
You could have had a murder squad.
Say that out loud, but
you're like, Mom, get me my 64 pack of Crayola.
So like now. But like when I think about that, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd just like befriend these cartoons. But like, that's cool that you blew up the fucking whatever. Like, I ain't gonna rat you out. You know what I mean? Let's go do some more of that fucking drunk boner drugs you guys got.
Now see, now you're kind of selling me on like, would this be cool? One of the things that you have an amazing ability of, and I've been with you in a lot of weird scenarios, right? But you have this great thing where like I can see you kind of like adding up the score of what's about to happen, and you just go, I'll make it out of here. And you just like let it rip. And it is an amazing thing to watch. I do feel like I would find you in like the cartoon brothel.
Oh,
on like cartoon opium.
100%.
I'm just saying, that's one of those weird things that I love movies like that where they're like, this is a funny premise, and it'll have cartoons, and it'll be like your dad's favorite detective movie. And then as soon as you turn it off, you're like, wait, what? You're like, this is insanity. Like, nothing is okay. This is going to be a horrible, horrible apocalypse. I don't know. I'm scared. I'd be scared of those cartoons, and I think I'm pro putting them down.
I'm for it. You're against it?
Yeah, I'm against. I'm for.
All right.
No. I'm for framing Roger Rabbit. You're against framing Roger Rabbit.
100%. All right. Switching gears.
Okay.
This one comes from Mookie Chubby. I think we've done one with Mookie Chubby again.
We have like 4 listeners that always give us.
Good ones. Yeah. This is an easy one. 'Tis the season for or against Christmas music.
I mean,
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
I will say for Christmas music with the caveat that most Christmas music sucks.
Yeah.
Most of it's just not good, and it only survives on the fact that it's a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
I get that, but yeah, man, like the other day after Thanksgiving, I came down, and, the fucking Charlie Brown Christmas was playing on the Alexa.
Sure.
The kids are doing their thing, and I was like, oh, like, 'tis the season. I'm for it. It's nice.
I love Christmas.
Love Christmas, yeah.
I love it. I love the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
I like getting festive. I like doing all that shit.
Okay. This is very different than the I'm sending my imaginary friends to murder you, Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a soft spot. I celebrated Christmas with Freddie and Jason. I didn't send them out to kill on those. And I was like, take the night off, guys.
Take it easy.
I'll leave you a cookie in the closet, And then we just get ants, and my mom's like, why you got ants in the closet? Because I fucking put a cookie in there for Freddie and Jason.
Freddie and Jason
you idiot.
needs to eat.
You want him to kill me?
You won't like them when they're hungry, Mom.
Stupid idiot. I better get that bike. You know what I mean? I have a love-hate affair. I'm torn on the Christmas music because I've got a friend that anytime we're out, once about October hits, anytime we're out, he just plays that Mariah Carey fucking I don't want a lot for on the jukebox wherever we're at. And he'll play it over and over. Mm-hmm. And I fucking hate him for it.
Yeah.
But I'm for Christmas music. Let me put it this way. I'm for Christmas music on Christmas. I'm against
like
Christmas.
I'm
against Christmas music any time outside of the 2 weeks leading up to Christmas.
Now
I think there's a 2-week window.
Sure. And this is the bigger battle because this year in July, my wife needed to go to Hobby Lobby for something.
Yeah.
They already had their Christmas shit up.
Yeah, they love
And I know
Jesus.
for the hobbying community, Christmas is a big ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
But it pissed me off. I was like, that fucking bothers me.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like a Halloween first guy, and I hate that Christmas is encroaching. But then it's like, I don't know if you need like a moratorium on when you do your Christmas shit. Right?
Yeah.
I do have a funny side story for you, like a little quick diversion. I saw on Twitter today the weirdest headline that immediately made me scoff, and I think it makes me a bad person. When they said Mariah Carey released her 2020 reading list. I was like, I literally had to click. So I'm like, I wonder what kind of coloring
the
books
cat
are on
in the
this list. Well, it's of course the first one is her own memoir, and then there's all these books. And I was like, if you put a cartoon gun to my head,
you can't put
I would
your own,
venture to say she did not read those.
You can't come out with a 20 books you must read, include your own memoir on it.
Number one, hottest joint in literature.
That's the most dickhead thing to do. Like,
I feel bad. Do you think Mariah Carey's really like a learned scholar and I'm just like some kind of small-minded piece of shit?
it's like but like, it's like Dr. Seuss like going, here's a essential list of books every kid should read, and it's like Moby Dick, and then he's like green eggs and ham.
The Lorax would save Moby Dick. No, I just laughed. I was like, Mariah Carey.
It's like To Kill a Mockingbird, green eggs and ham.
Yeah. I felt bad. I was like, that's probably a bad one on me. I just assume she isn't doing deep reading.
And it's well, that's the thing. Like, her Christmas song's a damn good Christmas song. Like, she kills it.
She's a great singer.
It's got a great beat. She fucking murders it. My buddy the other day fucking posted. He was like, the only Christmas music is Elvis Christmas music, and I was like,
Oh,
wrong.
God.
First of all,
Yeah.
jingle bells, a jingle bells, a jingle. No, out.
If Elvis just
Beth is gonna kill
if
me. on
Elvis
that.
just
Beth loves
never
Elvis.
existed, I was going to do a Final Four against was going to be about time travel, but I'm going to make it less weird. I have another one.
Okay,
If I could time travel back and erase Elvis,
I'm for time
that
travel.
might
by
be
the
on
way.
like my top 20 things to do.
Oh, I'd take it. Yeah, he'd be one.
Super into Elvis people really
My mom
bother
loves
me.
Elvis. Beth, our listener, Beth. She's
Yeah, and that's fine. I know there's like a cultural component to it, and some people have just bought in, but it's like you don't see people like
I'm against Elvis.
yeah, you don't see people at like a dinner party being like, no, Franzia box wine is the best alcohol.
Yeah.
Because they know what it is. But
Right.
Elvis people don't understand he's the Franzia box wine.
Typically, the king doesn't die like 100 pounds overweight, hopped up on cocaine, taking a shit on his toilet. Like, that's not usually how kings die. You know
Also,
what
I mean, it's like, what was he the king of? Karaoke? He didn't even do the best versions of his own songs.
Yeah, he
that
didn't write
stole.
any of them. Like,
Anywho.
he stole them all from black
These
people.
are all
in the 50s.
diversions.
Yeah, yeah.
Back to Christmas. Now that we've just taken dunks on Mariah Carey and Elvis. No, I think this gets back to like Christmas caroling and stuff, though. There's an intrusiveness of Christmas.
Well,
that
not
bothers
all,
me
but
at
that's the
times.
thing too. Not all Christmas songs are good. There's a lot there's a lot of bullshit Christmas
like
songs out there.
90% of them
Yeah.
are good.
And now they're trying to cancel some of the Christmas songs, like the one.
Yeah.
What was the one they canceled a couple years ago? The
Cold,
fucking
baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, baby, it's cold outside. And it was basically like the guy's like, she's like, I should go. And the guy's like, you don't have to. It's pretty cold out there. And she's like, no, I really got to go. And he's like, here, just drink some of this drink. You know?
Did he really? I forgot.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's like, it's not, I can't, that's not even the tune or the melody or anything. That's like
guy
the
is
song.
just,
It's a great
Christopher
song.
Walken.
And she's like, no, I shouldn't. And he's like, but if you stay, I got more drinks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's fucking Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
And she's like, I gotta work in the morning. He's like, it's pretty cold out there. You don't want to go outside.
Yes.
And they're like, that's pretty rapey. And I was like, I don't know. It just seems persistent to me, but I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I must have missed the verse
Yeah.
of the song where he's like, you can't go outside, I roofied your drink. Like, I don't know that. If he did that in the verse.
I don't know. I don't know the words well enough.
That's what I
But,
mean,
like-
the Christopher Walken Continental, where he just keeps blocking the door like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
That stuff's not cool. But no, that's like my brother's new favorite joke, because he's like, he saw it on like Facebook as a meme. He's like, can you imagine that WAP was the #1 song in the world and we're trying to cancel Baby, It's Cold Outside? And I was like, yeah, like, because one, it's like the lady enjoys the WAP. The lady in Baby, It's Cold Outside is like, please God, let me run into a blizzard, so something's off.
Let me get out of here.
Can you please? I mean, it's like The Shining. That song is The Shining, right? Like, please God, let me out. He's like, no, I'm upset.
Oh, working no play makes Jack a dull boy.
All right, when you say it's The Shining, yeah, we should cancel that
Yeah.
song. But no, like, everyone puts out these, like, terrible Christmas out. Because for me, it's like, we always do the Charlie Brown one. I think everyone has that fucking Bing Crosby one.
The Chipmunks.
The Chipmunks. I've heard of Chipmunks, but I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know that one, but I don't. My Chipmunks thing when I was little, I had a tape of the Chipmunks doing Michael Jackson songs.
Oh yeah.
So that was like the hotness for me for a while. Actually, you know what? If I'm being honest, fuck Christmas music.
Yeah.
If I am sitting here trying to make a case like, oh, it's part of the holidays. You know what? It's like I said at Thanksgiving this year too. Fuck turkey. Like, there are
What?
so many things we do in holidays that just suck.
Turkey's
and we
delicious.
it's like a less good version of ham and bacon.
No way.
Come on, ham and bacon is way better
Bacon,
than
I'll give
turkey.
you. Ham sucks. It's just salty meat.
Now,
Fuck ham.
what is turkey? It's just fucking wet, slimy,
delicious?
white, flavorless
Well,
shit.
find somebody who knows how to cook it then.
Okay, if you have a food and you have to fucking stuff its butthole full of flavors to make it edible,
Delicious.
that's not okay.
I
Fuck
just-
turkey.
What do you think ham is? They just fucking dump all the salt they can find in it, and they wrap it up in fucking a hairnet, and they
It looks like
They
a
do.
lunch lady.
yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I'm at the age now. You know what? Fuck Christmas music. I'm out. Fuck all of this.
out.
Yeah, I'm out. I just
He
realized
just mic dropped on Christmas music.
I'm too fucking old to pretend that things that suck don't suck. Christmas music is shit. Christmas music fucking sucks.
It does.
Like, what are the top 5 best Christmas bangers? They all suck.
Christmas bangers?
You
Nobody ever listened to a Christmas song. Go, man, that slaps.
Oh my God. This is the thing. You know what you don't do to Christmas music? Fuck.
Yeah,
That's
no.
how you know it's not a good song.
I want to try that now.
Just those fucking hymns from Home Alone. You're just, get. No, we have to stop. We have to stop pretending things suck or don't suck because they're wrapped up in nostalgia.
I agree.
Christmas music is trash. There's a reason it's relegated to the last month of the year where we're all locked in. It's just getting cold and we're like, kill ourselves or listen to this saccharine bullshit, right? Christmas music is trash. I'm done with it. I'm out. I'm out on turkey too. Turkey's a Christmas.
I can't believe this assault on turkey.
I can't.
It's one of my favorite meats.
Trying
I love
to play
turkey.
the game and be like, let's pretend Christmas music isn't shit.
I'm so angry.
You couldn't make a greatest hits of Christmas album that's better than like even Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits.
No, well,
It's impossible. Like that's
there is no such thing as Jimmy Buffett's greatest hit.
Bullshit. I own it.
Cheeseburger and bird. Hey, I got an idea for a song about cheeseburgers.
I'm just saying. If
And then
Jimmy
all the
Buffett
dummies,
made a Christmas album,
and then
you'd
all
be
the
like, "That's
dummies
right."
like, I will wear a parrot on my head and go listen to a guy sing about cheeseburgers.
Tropical living.
It's so
Tropical living, brother.
If there was a quadruple golden against, if I could gather
Jimmy
all of
Buffett?
the golden against, I'd put them all on Jimmy Buffett.
Well, we'll have that fight
I'm
eventually.
golden against that.
We'll have that fight eventually. But if you're telling me that Jimmy Buffett, that Christmas music isn't just looking up at his taint on the musical hierarchy, you're wrong. Christmas music sucks balls.
Christmas music is infinitely better than any Jimmy Buffett song ever. Yep.
No.
100.
How many people have had sexual intercourse to Jimmy Buffett versus Christmas music?
Oh, infinitely more to
Is this
Jimmy
the
Buffett.
metric now?
They fuck at Jimmy Buffett concerts. Like I'm
That's what
not.
I mean.
Yeah, but
That's what I
but
mean.
that's just. But they're also wearing parrots on their head,
That's wild.
and they're going. Yeah, that song about cheeseburgers is pretty good.
That's wild, dude.
That's fun. What a good song that was.
I'm not here to debate.
Oh,
Jimmy
and he's
Buffett with
in
you.
paradise while he's eating it. Tell me more. I'm here for that.
Oh my god, you're taking it so out of context. You're
And then he
taking it out of
destroyed.
context. It's
And then he tried to do Brown Eyed Girl and destroyed the Van Morrison song because he made it all stupid and islandy. You're my brown-eyed girl.
Well, maybe if Van Morrison wasn't an Eric
Van
Clapton.
Morrison's a goddamn national treasure. Don't say anything bad about him. He's one of the best songwriters
Van
ever.
Morrison and Eric Clapton are trying to get
Clapton
no
needed dick.
restrictions in the UK so that everyone can die of COVID so they don't have to listen to Brown Eyed Girl ever again.
fine.
Fuck those guys.
So what? That's
Let's
what they want to
also
sing
stop
about.
pretending that Van Morrison is like an all-time great whatever.
He's an amazing songwriter.
I mean,
Get out of here.
he's all right.
Get out of here.
He's all right. This is what
Get
I mean.
outta here.
We do too much of this. Someone's a legend. Great. We're raising people up. Oh, Van Morrison. Oh, Turkey. Oh, Christmas songs. Just mid-level things that
If
need
you
to
want
know
a good
their
music
wheelhouse.
tidbit, somebody posted this on my timeline the other day, but
Yeah.
there's a video if you go to YouTube. But it's from a Kids Bop album. Remember the Kids Bop
Yeah.
when they'd get kids to sing pop? I didn't realize this, but they did Miss Jackson, the Outcast song, and it's this little fucking like 6-year-old white kid singing it, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Miss Jackson." Woo! And there's a whole video and shit.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I would recommend googling it.
I have seen it.
Sorry, Miss
because I
Jackson
have a
on
kid.
Kids Bop.
I have a kid, and we listen because they also did like "What's My Age Again" by Blink-182. I'm like, this is a way different experience than when I first heard.
I don't think they know what this song's about.
That's not right. But yeah, Kids Bop is a wild, dark
right, so-
internet hole.
You're against Christmas. You're all the way against it now. You flipped. I
Dude.
love it. I love it, though. The passion I enjoy.
Now, fuck Christmas music.
I'm for it from December 10th through the 24th,
Yeah.
and then shut it down.
All right. So
Otherwise, I'm against it.
here's what I'll pose to the listeners. Send me your top 10. Make it 12. Top 10 to 12 best Christmas songs. I'll see if I can get through without taking a nap.
Ooh.
Same with Elvis.
All right.
Boring.
Yeah.
Out. Sorry, Beth.
The only Elvis song I like is that,
I also took shots at Van Morrison, I guess.
why can't you see do what you're doing to me? That's the only Elvis song. Because I love you too much, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my Elvis impression.
Every time I think of Elvis, I think of The Conjuring Part 2.
Yeah.
Whereas this family's entire life is being ruined by demonic presence, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Wilson and his wife show up, and they're like, hey, we're nice.
They killed Elvis in that one?
No, but they're like, we're
Oh.
square white people. And they're like, oh, their Child Protective Service is probably going to take your kid. You live in government housing. That's probably over, so you're about to be homeless. And he's like, you know what? I'll cheer everyone up by shittily singing and impersonating Elvis.
You ain't in the
And I was like,
pound.
that's the most Elvis thing. Just some fucking white douche who can't read the room and is like, this is what these about to be homeless fucking demonically possessed kids need, is me doing this. And every time I think of Elvis, I think of The Conjuring 2 and I say, fuck Elvis. I don't know.
All right, what do you got? What do you got? Close this down.
All right,
here.
so I was going to do time travel, but skip that. I got a better one.
All right, I was into the time travel.
So I was
let's
watching A Knight's Tale for my other podcast, Film Alchemist.
Oh, God, another fucking movie one. Here we go.
No. This isn't about movies. It's about bringing back medieval politeness by the Stocks. Do you remember what the Stocks are?
No.
So if you were like in trouble, right? You were marched to the middle of the town. They had these pillars, right? And they would put you in between two 2x10s or whatever, right? So your head and your hands are stuck in these holes. And you just had to stand there so the public could come.
I've taken my picture in one of those before. They have them like Connor Prairie, like the old town.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So the town could come by, see that, Ricky, little Ricky over here, he answered his cell phone in the middle of a movie theater. Now he's in the Stocks in the town square. You could come, kick him, give him a smack on the head, throw some fruits and veggies at him, let him know. And then when he's out, that's the thing. What if we did that instead of jails? Right? So we have...
You gonna kick him and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I don't think you're supposed to, I think it's like a swift kick in the ass, you know what I mean? It's not like, hey, I'm going to, give you, a fucking MMA workout,
Yeah, you can't,
like, you're not coming from...
You can't brain him or anything.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren's not coming up like, if he dies, he dies. And just fucking whooping his ass. But I'm saying, what if all of these little, daily rudenesses, right? Like, one of my biggest bugaboos, we talked about this. People who order coffee at coffee shops don't ask for room for cream. And instead of saying, hey, can you pour a hit of this out in the sink, they pour steaming hot coffee into the bottom of a trash bag.
Yeah.
Which if someone did in your home, you'd be like, we're not friends. I'm going to block you on social media.
Yeah.
Fuck your mother. Right? Like, you're out of my house in my life. But for some reason, jobs, that's fine. Are you for or against bringing back Stocks to publicly shame people into acting better?
Well, before I answer that, my answer is typical of me. So very much like introducing chaos into the world. I only think of myself, and I inject myself into that scenario, and I say, yeah, I can make friends with the cartoons. I'm good. I don't care what happens to anybody else. So like that in this scenario, I'm against it because every time I go out drinking, I would end up in the Stocks, and I don't want the whole town. I don't want a whole bunch of swift kicks to the ass. You know what I mean? I already wake up in shame. Most every time I immediately start checking my phone to see what kind of texts I sent out that night, and I'm like, But I for sure I would end up in those at least once a week, probably twice.
Imagine the instant social media boost we'd get from Kent Murphy's in the Stocks again. People
now, if I had immunity, I would be golden against it because I do want to go publicly shame people.
Why would you have immunity?
I don't know, but I'm saying if I could finagle that, if I could get Trump to pardon me preemptively before I commit crimes.
I'm not saying there was a crime. I just want them to be protected from possibly crime.
But I would love to publicly shame people. I'm for public shaming of people. I think that's great. I would love to walk around and kick people in the ass.
Right. So maybe you keep the legal system as is, but this is for the small day-to-day crimes against humanity.
That's what I'm saying. I
Pouring
still want
coffee, littering,
right? For the mundane bullshit that people
talking on speakerphone in public. Get in the fucking Stocks.
Once again, I would be in the Stocks a lot.
No, you don't do that stuff. You are more actual crime adjacent.
I know.
So if you can dodge real jail,
true,
you're fine, which you do all the time.
I know, but sometimes I go out drinking with my buddies. I start nut tapping them. It's a dick move.
But your buddies aren't going to report you to the master of the Stocks.
Some of them would, because then they'd get to kick me in the ass. You know what I mean?
True.
I'm telling you, and sometimes I start yelling at strangers at the bar when they have differing opinions than me. I call them stupid.
Now we just call it a podcast.
Yeah. If I were immune to it, I'm 100% for it. I'm for the public shaming of people.
Why
Because I'm fucking selfish, and I'm a narcissist, Josh.
I'm here to elevate all of society.
What are you?
I would throw myself into the stocks.
Oh, you're gonna martyr yourself?
Yeah.
You fucking.
If you ever catch me at Old Country Buffet, spooning potatoes onto my plate, going, "Oh my God! Can you believe what happened in that soccer match last night on speakerphone?"
On speakerphone, yeah.
You can throw me in the stocks because that's what needs to happen.
But then, like, that person would still be in the stocks. These motherfuckers are kicking me in the ass right now.
No, because then you run up and you take the phone, rub your nuts on it, whatever you want. I think people need this, and I think the only way to defeat these people is actual shame.
I'll take it.
Actual shame.
I'll take some kicks in the ass. I'm for it.
I think you'd be fine.
Yeah.
I think you'd be fine.
But there's some people that need, yeah.
But like, what are these little everyday things that you probably shouldn't send someone to jail, but you put them in a town square, and then it becomes like a money generating enterprise for the city. Like, hey, come down to fucking Loser Square.
I would have reported my buddy the other day. I had one, not the other day. It was a few weeks ago. It was a while ago, but we're sitting there, we're getting a drink. This was like a month or two ago. We're sitting there getting a drink.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 6 of us, and the bartender or the server, whoever comes over to the table, puts some coasters down to take our drink order, and as soon as he put the coasters down, my buddy just started taking it and ripping it up.
That bothers you?
Yeah, it bothers me. That's such a dick move.
But why?
Because
it's a disposable.
Yeah, but why? But he like rips it up and like shreds it. Those bars pay for those fucking coasters, first of all.
Well, it's not like you're getting the coaster back. It's going to be soaked in liquid.
Sometimes you can get them back. It doesn't. The point of it is to just sit there and rip it up right after they give it to you and like leave your scraps all over the table. That's
littering. That's not cool.
That's a dick move.
I have a weird thing.
And that was my buddy, so I was like, I'd put him in the stocks.
Every beer I drink, I can't help myself. I peel the labels off and rip them up. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I can't help myself.
I do know why.
Why?
I read a study.
Okay.
Ripping labels off beers and also tearing up coasters like that is a sign of sexual frustration.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm. It's 100. You can look it up.
Wait.
100%.
There's no way that's true.
Look it up. Google it when we're done.
I'll Google it. I don't believe you at all.
Yeah, I Google it
because
I bartend. The reason I know that is because I bartend, and now I use that as ammo against people that rip up my fucking coasters.
You're like, you're sexually frustrated.
Yep. I do. I tell them that.
Are you kidding me? Come on.
Swear to God. And then, yep.
Nick, I still don't know if I'll believe you.
Look it up.
Are you fucking being honest?
Look it up. I'm not saying that's the only reason people do it, but of a psychological study that was conducted, that was found to be a correlation.
I thought I was like punk rock. Like, I'm not part of corporate America, man.
No.
Really, I'm just sexually frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I find that hard to believe.
Yep.
No.
Because it was a study of like... The study that I read was like all the nuances that people do in bars.
Right.
Like all these little things, and that was one of the things that was brought up.
Interesting. Well, that's a thinker. I'm going to have to take that home. All right, let me
I just blew your mind!
You did. That fucking hurts. So I was like, fuck, dude. This has been going on for a long time. All right. If we implemented the stocks, would you go down...
I'm not going to martyr myself.
No. Not be in the stocks. Would you go down and harass the people in the stocks?
Yes.
That's what I thought too.
100%.
I'm going down and I'm doing the rotten fruit throwing.
I will schedule it in every day of my week.
You're gonna be like,
I'll be like, Josh, can we move the podcast back to 1? There's more people in the stocks than I thought, and I got to kick everybody's ass.
I need Tommy Johns from whipping things at people in the stocks so bad. That would be me too, because I was like, you have to buy into this system, right? Not only can we put them in the stocks, people have to show up. Also, the other thing I think would be really fun is I walk and I take a knee, right? So I'm like a foot away from their face, and I'm like, son, look, this is a loser. Yeah. And he's like, don't say that to your kid. I'm like, no, look at him.
Look at him.
Take in the face of failure. Look at this fucking loser. This kid might have his own son at home. How do you think he feels? Ashamed. His pappy's a loser.
I'd be the Karen of the stocks, though, because I'd be like... I'd be the guy. I'd be marching like 3 people down there at once, and they'd be like, "What's their crowd?" I'd be like, he was humming Elvis songs. And they're like, "That's not." I'm like, "Come on!"
No.
And then I'd be like, "Let me talk to your manager. Let me see if we can get him on the stocks for that." You know what I mean?
This is scary because I know you'd report me for having Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits.
Yeah, I'd play the numbers game. I'd just like any little thing that people know. I'd be like, "Martin," I'm like, "Come on, we're going to the stocks. I got to see if I can commit you."
That's true. We'd have to decide who's in charge. Like, what's the smallest thing you could go into the stocks for?
Yeah.
Like, mine would be like if you were like a close talker. That's like you could be in the stocks for that.
You're in my personal space here.
I don't like that. I think that's going to disappear after this. But it's so, because in that movie, A Knight's Tale, there's a guy in the stocks and they're just having like a night parade around him. So he's just like, fuck. There's like hundreds of people around and the guy's like, the little Heath Ledger kid is like, I can't see it. His dad puts him on top of the stocks. And his dad's like, if you believe hard enough, you could change your stars.
And we're going to watch football one day.
Someday you'll be a show. Well, all they had was jousting. They had another boring sport before soccer. Right?
Pretty soon we'll invent a terrible sport where they kick balls around for 90 minutes.
But for now, if you get a stick, you could change your stars and you could become a knight. And he's telling his son this aspiration, like, we won't always be poor. You could be a knight. And the guy in the stocks goes, and I was like, this guy sucks. He deserves to be in the stocks. But I don't know. I think it would be really fucking fun. And I think it's an important thing we could add to society. Yeah. I think it'd be helpful to us.
You know what? I'll take my lumps because I really want to kick some people. Yeah, like.
I just think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think, and that's the other thing, I'm into educational moments. And I think there's something visually powerful about, fuck, man, look at that dude stuck in that 2x10. I don't want to do that.
What a loser.
What a fucking loser.
I love the visual of like you and your son standing there and you're like, look at that loser.
See this? Loser.
Loser.
You're skipping kindergarten today. We're
but
going
then
down
that's
to the
like
stocks.
the classic fucking movie, you know.
Yeah.
That's the opening, and then later on, you're in the fucking stocks, and
I'm
he's
in the
down there,
stocks.
and he's like, Dad.
My own dad.
And you're like,
he's there with his
You're
son.
like, son, they locked me up wrongly. He's like, and then you're like, avenge me, son, avenge me.
And he just takes a squishy tomato and
I found out last night, speaking of Red Dawn, I just quoted Red Dawn. Here's a little tidbit for you.
Okay.
That's the first movie that was ever rated PG-13.
Red Dawn?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, found that out last night.
Wow. That's a good movie tidbit.
Yeah. I'll be damned. Yeah, let's recap here. What does? Oh, stop watching soccer. Golden against. Never again.
Yeah, come on.
Never again.
Stop pretending you like soccer. I'm not having that debate anymore.
Framing Roger Rabbit.
Are you for Framing Roger Rabbit?
4.
4. No, you're against because you want the cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 4.
Against. Yeah.
We need to handle these tunes.
I want them.
Out of control.
Christmas songs. I'm for it, or for it 2 weeks out of the year, against it 50 weeks of the year.
Fuck it, the Christmas. In the words of Melania Trump, fuck it, the Christmas.
Fuck it, the Christmas.
Fuck it, the Christmas. Fuck it, the Christmas.
And then
that's the worst.
The stocks.
The stocks. Public
4.
shaming.
Yeah, public shaming. I'm for.
For.
Yeah,
big time for.
Just go easy on me if I end up in them.
No way.
Yeah.
Even if it was
and
you.
I promise not to take it easy on you.
Oh my God. Just imagine you could bring a guy's wife down there. The scenes. If you're into people watching, which I adore, I used to be able to do that before COVID. You go to a mall and just sit with a pretzel and a coffee and just watch people be fucking weird.
Yeah.
Oh, the stocks would be the best place for that. I'm for it.
That'd be fun.
And then you just play Christmas music above them so they're really tortured.
Yeah. And then the cartoons come and punch them through the fucking stocks.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if there were stocks and the cartoon characters that got to go kick them in the eye? They'd be dead.
Whoa. Maybe they could do bits around all the prisoners. Some guys look at my cartoon dog. And you just see,
that'd be like my Punisher. You can either go to the stocks or watch soccer. But just take me to the stocks.
Get your rotten fruit. Let's go. Exactly the same.
Hey guys, CoachKentMurphy.com for all of your holiday needs. Manscaped.com. Use the code CoachKent for some sweet discounts, free shipping. And, leave us rating reviews. We'll see you next week.